The city lights of Seoul blur into long, shimmering streaks as Jungkook drives toward the upscale district where Jimin's penthouse sits like a crown jewel. It's 9:55 p.m. The manager should be at home, prepping for tomorrow's 6 a.m. briefing. Instead, he's loosening his tie and feeling a dangerous surge of adrenaline that has nothing to do with profit margins. The elevator to the penthouse requires a biometric scan. When the doors open, the atmosphere is a complete shift from the cold marble of the office. The air is thick with the scent of sandalwood and expensive candles. There are no fluorescent lights, here only the warm, golden glow of a fireplace and the sprawling view of the Han River. Jimin is standing by the floor-to-ceiling windows, a glass of amber liquid in his hand. He's traded the cream suit for a black silk robe that tied loosely at his waist. He looks less like an heir and more like a temptation. Jungkook doesn't wait for an invitation. He drops his keys on the marble console and walks straight into Jimin's space. Jimin turns, his eyes hooded and dark. "You're 3 minutes early," Manager Jiyeon, eager to discuss the agenda. Jungkook stops inches from him. The silence of the penthouse is heavy, amplified by the distance they had to keep at the hangar earlier. The professional restraint of the afternoon has curdled into something much sharper. "I don't like being sidelined," Jimin, Jungkook says, his voice a low, gravelly vibration. "Standing 3 paces behind you while your father talked about your progress. I spent the whole drive thinking about how much I hated it." Jimin sets his glass down on a side table with a slow, deliberate click. He steps into Jungkook's heat, his hands sliding up the lapels of Jungkook's coat. "Then do something about it," Jimin whispers, his breath hitching as Jungkook's hands find his waist. The chairman is asleep. The investors are gone. It's just the two of us and the late-night board meeting I promised. Jungkook doesn't hesitate. He hauls Jimin against him, his mouth finding Jimin's with a hunger that was suppressed for too many hours. It's not a boardroom negotiation anymore. It's a total reclamation. They move blindly toward the oversized leather sofa, their movements frantic and uncoordinated as clothes are discarded like useless memos. Jimin's silk robe pools on the floor, a dark shadow against the white rug. Jungkook pins Jimin's wrists above his head, staring down at him with a gaze that is both protective and predatory. "No more games, Jimin. No more boss's son in this house." Jimin's eyes flutter shut, a soft, broken sound escaping his throat. "I never wanted to be the boss of you, Kook. I just wanted to be the only thing that could make you lose your mind." As the fireplace crackles in the background, the manager and the air vanish completely. In the quiet of the penthouse, there are only 2 people who have found a connection that is far more valuable than any empire. Jungkook leans down, his teeth grazing Jimin's earlobe as he delivers the final verdict of the night. "The audit is officially closed, Jimin, but I'm thinking about a lifetime contract. What do you say?" Jimin pulls him down for a kiss that tastes like a promise. "Approved. No revisions needed." The city sleeps below them, oblivious to the fact that the 2 men who run its most powerful company have finally found their perfect rhythm. The takeover is complete. The morning sun doesn't just rise on day 4. It glares through the penthouse windows, turning the Han River into a ribbon of blinding silver. The fire from the night before has burned down to white ash, but the heat in the room hasn't dissipated. Jungkook is awake first, sitting on the edge of the sprawling bed, the black silk sheets bunched around his waist. He's staring at a notification on his phone, an urgent memo from the chairman. But his eyes keep drifting back to the man sleeping beside him. Jimin looks soft, the sharp playboy edges blurred by sleep. His hair is a mess of blonde silk against the charcoal pillow, and the faint marks on his shoulder are a silent map of the board meeting they conducted until the early hours. Jungkook reaches out, his thumb grazing the line of Jimin's jaw. The manager is already calculating the day's risks, but the man is wondering how he's supposed to stand in an elevator with Jimin and keep a straight face. Jimin's eyes flutter open, hazy and dark with lingering sleep. He doesn't look for his phone. He looks for Jungkook. A slow, satisfied smirk spreads across his face. You're already thinking about the 9 a.m., aren't you? Jimin sits up, the silk sheet sliding down to reveal the absolute lack of professional boundaries between them. He reaches for Jungkook's phone, tossing it onto the armchair across the room without looking. The chairman thinks we're at our respective homes, prepping the European expansion. Jimin murmurs, his voice a morning rasp that does dangerous things to Jungkook's resolve. But I think the boss's son deserves a personal assistant for the morning. Someone thorough. Jungkook lets out a low, rough laugh, his hands finding Jimin's waist to pull him back down onto the bed. You're going to get us both fired, Jimin. Let him fire us, Jimin whispers, his fingers lacing behind Jungkook's neck. We've already executed the most important takeover in the company's history. Everything else is just paperwork. Jungkook leans down, his forehead resting against Jimin's. The lifetime contract they joked about the night before doesn't feel like a joke anymore. It feels like an inevitability. From now on, Jungkook says, his voice a low command. The office stays in the office, but the second we step into this penthouse, the hierarchy is dead. Do you understand, Mr. Park? Jimin's eyes flash with that familiar, superior spark. But he pulls Jungkook into a kiss that is anything but corporate. I think I can manage that, Manager Jion. The phone on the armchair buzzes again. A frantic call from the office. But neither of them moves to answer it. The Empire can wait. For the first time in their lives, the most powerful people in the building are exactly where they want to be. Off the clock and completely unraveled. Asterisk, asterisk. The audit is officially closed. The partnership is permanent.